Well, in this video I'm going to test the BlackSDR. It's a clone of the Etus B210 mini. It has a different FPGA than the original. This one has Artix7. The original one has a Spartan 6. So it's quite more powerful, but not as powerful as the other one that I reviewed the other day that has a Kintex 7, which is more capable, bigger and better DSP processing. But still that one is a good improvement from the original one. The first test that I'm doing is with the power meter, the counter and the software that I made that combine both, and it has a test area that tests power, stability, ppm, and right now deviation 0 or ppm 000. This is from the frequency target, that is 3 GHz, 3.5 GHz. It's with the reason to simulate, or the frequency that good to use to simulate 5G. So after almost 1 hour I started to run it. Has a ppm respect to the target frequency of 0 ppm, so just 1 Hz in 1 hour. It's just quite amazing. I don't know if it has a voltage controller or oscillator. Obviously it's oven control, but I don't know if also is a voltage control, but it's quite amazing. This one was very nice, quite impressive also, but this one is even more. So, and in the relative, when I started, it has a offset of 43 Hertz. So it has an initial deviation that was smaller than that one. So from the target frequency of 5G is perfect after 1 hour, after the original reference frequency relative to how it started. It has a ppm of 0.0123. So the spec doesn't matter if the relative or not. For 5G is 0.05. It means that even with the most disfavorable, that is the relative, because you when starting in cold. So in any case, it passed the 5G specifications. Also in power, in fact I miss should have -5. I miss in the, I have a list here that you can choose the adapters, divider, you can choose there, and we will make the offset. In this case I should have 10 offset, but I did wrong. So this is the Adam deviation, is that you see is constantly going down, is as it should. The frequency distribution everything is focused in one frequency, and these spikes are a fail of communication of the GPIB. Don't worry, because that is nothing with the SDR, so sometimes happen. And also we have, this is the heating rate, as you see, just a flat line, is not being affected. So yeah, is the power this is the distribution of the power in frequency and power level. So it has very low deviation, very constant the power, maybe less than the other. So this is a very nice stability. You can simulate radar, 5G, or whatever you want. Is for any of these two SDRs, the BlackSDR or this one, with none of them you need a GPSDO to run and simulate anything. You can make a spot LTE or 5G or radar or whatever, and will be fine for experimenting or prototyping. So also, while this one had GPS inside but no GPSDO, careful, it doesn't have a GPSDO, but it has a GPS that is only for PPS and have both inputs. This one have both, but it doesn't have a GPS inside. Alright, so this have that. This one, opposite to this one, has a real AD9361 chip, and is original one. I said in the other video, this one looks to have a hacked unrelabeled 63 version, just working like a 61, but it's a fake. So this one has upgraded the baluns to microcircuits 6 GHz. It didn't, but still this one came with rated 6 GHz baluns. What happens? They were clones as well from the mini circuits, so I just add the mini circuits. So still the chip is better, I suppose, if it's original and this one not. The baluns were better in this one, still not the good ones, but still was better than this one. It's better build than this one. It's more complicated, the PCB, and it has isolation in the traces. This one doesn't have. The case, I bought it without case like 2 years ago. I bought the case recently, asking a favor to a seller in AliExpress. So I needed to add £23 to the original price that already was quite higher than this one. This was Assist 160, something like that, with discount, and this one was 270 plus customs. I needed pay customs because in this one didn't. And also I wanted that they scam me with the taxes. I paid twice the taxes. I'm going to forget that. But also I needed to ask to add the case recently. So yes, other thing is it's a little more small than this one. This one is a little thinner probably. Also the case in this one is better than this one. There is two no very good things. In this one the connectors are very deep, so many cables won't work. And this one the problem is doesn't have so inside has the two IPX connectors that you should route and take them out by here. There is no space to attach a SMA or anything, so you should the cable route the cable for this connector that is a GPIO. So you should route in a small gap that there is there, and then you should have hanging here the connector. Not very nice, but the good thing, enough of it, you can forget the GPSDO. You can use it without it for anything, for listen radio, for simulation, for 5G, LTE, radar, or SAT-SAGEN, doesn't matter. So, like this one, these ones use the original. They use the original driver, but you need put a bin file and substitute the original one because the FPGA is different. So other problem that you find, you cannot have in the same computer without change the file. So I explain better. Basically, in the same computer, you cannot have two different clones at the same time. You just can have one because the driver only supports one bin file. Maybe you can hack it and make a workaround telling that this is a B200 instead of B210, and maybe you can have both like a different model because the B210 and the B200 are the same one but without minor changes. So maybe you can do that. I didn't try because I don't need have both at the same time. Could be a workaround, but it's quite an audience. So apart of that, the power is okay, and the transmitting is, as you see, is still is one Earth or 2 Earth change from before, still in ppm 0, and 1 hour 10 minutes. I can put a relative one. I reset the relative, and also I touch the case. If you touch the case, you change the gravity, so will affect to the reading. So did you see? When I touch and move, the island deviation raised. So the same that I touch by temperature also will change they are very sensitive. So, but yes, it's very nice. So now we're going to remove this and and I'm going to open the receiver. This is Subsagent. As you see, it's absolutely supported. Should be like 85. 97. So pick, delete, pick. So as you see, it has, if you see the other review, I'm receiving, but I have nothing connected. So what I'm receiving is the crosstalking between these two ports, because as this is TX and RX, is not well known in the Etus B210 and others, that there is a switch to change this one from TX RX. They are both, can be both, so it's done by a switch. The switch, they have not a perfect isolation, so the switch leak to the RX port. So, and I'm listening now this port, and as you see, without have anything connected, there is no antenna, I'm receiving the TX leak. And we can see two things respect to this one. It has a lower noise floor, so have better receiving, which match with the thing in high frequencies over 3 GHz. The original chip would perform better than extended hacked 63 chip. So as I say that this one should be a 63 hacked, it's normal that this one is performing better than this one. Not a lot, but it's notable that you can know the difference. And also the crosstalking is lower, but could be because this one have the baluns first thing rated and good quality. This one had bad quality and not rated to 6 GHz. So it's not very fair. And this one was like that when you purchase when I purchased the SDR. So, and the sellers, so this device does what is supposed to do, and it has all the components that they say. The seller is honest. With this one wasn't, or I think that wasn't, because I think it has a fake chip. Apart of that, we're going to do it another way, because this is a 3.5 GHz, but we want to see the crosstalking around all the span, the 6 GHz span of the spectrum analyzer. So as we see, all this is crosstalking from the I'm receiving, but I have no antenna, and I don't have a loop cable that join them. So I'm transmitting, and the crosstalking is so strong that is enough to the counter cannot read the frequency, because it's some kind of problem. But that happens with the original, with this one, and with this one, with every B210. So the crosstalking is high, is well known, but is not as high, and in this one. So in this one is again not a lot better, but it's notable that is better. It's significant better. And if and to see what is the real difference, I turn off the TX, and now everything we read, that is crosstalking that leak from one to the other. As you see, in the high frequencies, it's not so bad. It's not so high, the crosstalking. And differently to this one, you don't see the cut at 4 GHz that you see in the 63, like in the Pluto ones, but you see that cut in this one, and in this one, and in this one there is no cut at 4000 megahertz. So is one another thing that made me think that this is, I'm sure that is a real chip, and this one I'm quite convinced that it's a fake. It's okay, but it's the 63 faked as a 61. As you see, there is no cut in the frequency. You have your rise of the noise floor is normal, but still in the worst case you have 55 dynamic range. And if I go to again to spectrum analyzer, what I do, shit. Well, just crash. Anyways, is just crash the software, and we can, in SASAGEN has better support for this one than this one, a little better perform, the settings and all that perform a little better, but none of them are very good implemented in SASAGEN. In case that you want to use SASAGEN and use one of these, like a spectrum analyzer with tracking generator, for that it's better get one of these. Alright, these ones are a lot better support. They are BlackSDR, but with original, with different firmware than the original. Still tricky. No, the only one with good support is the original Pluto. So we can check how well is supported by SDR console, just to show that is properly supported. So I don't know what it's doing. I did something wrong. I'm going to close everything. Probably it's because I'm using the other software. So I connect. Windows, you will see it recognized there. It was reset like the original one, and I connect again. I don't know if it's because I did the review of the other. Maybe it's taking. I don't know. One sec. I'm going to reboot because I did something wrong. I just reboot, and yes, the problem was that still in the system was the other one that I had connected. So I just added now the one. So as you see, I have now from the two devices. So would be these two, but even if they are both there, I only will be able always to have one working at the same time. If I want to change to other, I need to change the file to the other. So, and now other different thing. In this one, you can choose the bandwidth in the BlackSDR, but in this one, in the Artix7, you cannot change the bandwidth. It's like fixed. I don't know why, but it works. I don't know. But so now I can start, and I just start the. What's wrong here? I'm not expert of this software. I just saw in that works. But here. Scale. As you see, it has a very low noise floor at 130. So this one didn't have any problem to see in the screen. In this one, I needed to raise the zoom, so the scale. So as also here it has. This one has better noise floor, and we check that this works. We're going to check now SDR Angel. What is all this shit move? Before was in other way. I don't know why everything got displaced. I don't know here. And you have that. Straight away you have that. And you can add, I don't know if you can add all the ports transmitting and all that. Okay. So we check that is everything working with GNU radio, with everything will work the same. Well, it has a GPI port there that also has the JTAG connector to. It's a 10 pin connector or something like that can program the FPGA. So the next test that I'm going to make is I need to turn off the video, but I need to open SATS again. Again, I'm going to put the generator at 3 GHz. I'm going to start it. Now it's giving 9, 8, but it was without transmit. So now I do that, and I'm going to open the app that I program for face noise. And we'll use the spectrum analyzer. It's an automatic measurement. Is with this software we'll control the spectrum analyzer. Took me a while to make this, so I have already a reference for the noise, for the phase noise, that is that mini circuits synthesizer generator, that it has a very low phase noise, is around 100 minus 140 dBc. So that is the reference, and it's connected to the it's connected to that HP attenuator, but it is in 0, and this is the input. And this one will measure the phase noise, but really what we see is not the phase noise of the synthesizer, because it's lower than the spectrum analyzer. Really what we're going to see is the floor of the spectrum analyzer. And this one in some aspect was quite good, passed the test, wasn't bad, had some spurious close to the fundamental, but it's alright. So I already have a reference made with a loop at 3 GHz. So I just going to check this one, and I use external frequency 3 GHz. So now I can take the Vaseline at 3 GHz that is done with the GPSDO attached to the synthesizer. So that is the reference, and now it's controlling. Now ask me by if I know the approximated power. So the approximated power I have there is minus 16, minus 15. So we put minus, sorry, if I know, yes, minus 15, and ask me if I'm going to add a external attenuator. I say no, and now it's asking me to push enter. So I push enter, Oh, sorry, something happened. It's telling me that it's not turned on. Oh, sorry, I didn't connect the cable. I need to swap the cables. 1 second. Connected the cable already. So the software detected that wasn't. So try again. And now it's calculating. It's selecting the level, centering the carrier to be sure that measure in the peak. It fell because it's very displaced. Pues we'll repeat the test again. You have there already tracked the peak, so you don't get misreading. And now this a few hundred of these ones. This is in zero span. No, this is the test. Later we'll make passes in zero span, sampling points, and after the sampling session we'll make sweeps and take the average to see the trace and all that. As you see, now is span 0, so now it's taking very precise readings of power. So also I can see the process there in the screen, 2 of 26 or 28, sorry, and we leave it. Now it's measuring in the best area of the mixers and all that, in the sweet spot. So because that measure the level of the carrier and all that, and ask for that questions to have the reference in good place. Alright, so I finished to measure and later we see the plot. Alright, cheers. Well, the test finished, so I have here the plot. Just noted that I made some kind of a small mistake. Probably that attenuator that there is in the synthesizer. So this one is the reference, the mini circuits, and this is what we measure. As you see, is lower in this area is lower the SDR, the black SDR, but it's not real. Probably some 3 dB, 300, yes. So the problem is that attenuator, so this should be displaced up, but doesn't matter. Anyway, as you see, it follows the same measurement, and that is because in all that area what we are seeing is the noise floor of the spectrum analyzer, but that means that it is good, because at least it's as good as the spectrum analyzer, so that's no problem. What we need to look is here. This is the reference. That should be a little higher, sorry, a little lower, so the difference is even bigger than you can see here. We have the same spur that we had in this one, in the Artix7, and the same noise floor, the same probably limitation of the chip, or that one is a 4000 kit device. So we removed already the Vaseline, so now we're going to compare this and this, that they are equivalent, so we're going to compare. So as you see, what I add in all this part is higher. We can clean the traces, we can remove we can leave only this. So the blue is the BlackSDR, and you see it's better than this one. This one, in the review of this, we've seen that it's very good in the medium offset from 10 kilohertz, and in 100 kilohertz was likely is a little better also. So one is better than the other. If I need to choose where should be better, because obviously in the closer to the carrier, to the peak. So a tie. Anyway, both are good. Good enough. So yeah, we can measure. Maybe other day I have a calibrated noise source to test the receiver, because it's the best way to do it, but the receiver is more complicated to measure and is less important, I could say. But maybe I do a video testing not this one, also the other SDRs that I have, and test the receivers in all of them. But at the end, the phase noise is important, and they are likely equivalent, a tie. In general, for conclusion, first, it's a little unfair that this one is upgraded and this one doesn't. This has more features, is more convenient, and perform very similar step in noise floor, flatness of the noise floor, and the crosstalking. But this is cheaper, is not great. That is great. This can improve yet and maybe put in the same level than that one. It's more convenient. The connections, if you want to use a GPS DO or external reference, is more convenient than this one. But it's almost likely unnecessary in any of them. So in general, like RF quality and hardware quality, I would say this one is better, but this is more convenient, it's cheaper, can be improved, maybe upgrading the baluns, and it has a better, quite better, more powerful FPGA. So, but this one has the original chip, and this one probably has a fake, but you see it reflected in the price. So to be honest, this is quite more expensive. Maybe I should choose this one, but I had bad experience. First, doesn't like me the things that are not honest, and I would choose this one in the most cases. Depend the use that you're going to do. But yes, probably this one is a better purchase. And for a little more quality and inconvenience, you get a proportional higher price. Is probably don't worth it for the small difference in improvement, the money. Except if you need that noise floor or that crosstalking, but you have two ports, two channels. you can reduce that. So it's likely you should avoid to use these two, while you can use this one with this one. Why you going to use this one? Well, with SAS agent doesn't give you other option. You must to use this one. So it's a reason. But if you want to use with SAS agent and it's your main priority, you shouldn't buy any of this. You should buy one like this or the original Pluto. So yeah, they both were tested with good attenuators. Those are microwave Midwest, and this one is Narda, so they are new, so good quality. And I made a mistake there in the measurement, didn't remove the attenuator, and that is affected also this review. And yeah, they are very good for seeing the difference with the original Etus B210. They still are very good. This one have GPS that does not many, but it has. So I don't know. USB-C, USB-B, convenience, safer. I don't know what to tell you. In this one you need adapter, but in this one also need adapter, because even if in one side is USB-C, you need USB-A in the other side, because USB-C to USB-C doesn't work. I don't know why, but doesn't work. So it looks like it's running USB 3 over USB-C port. So it's not many difference. I like this one because it's really safe. This can fall and you won't break the later. In this one is a little better support in the softwares, third-party softwares, at least in SDR console. It looks that this one is a little better support because you can choose the bandwidth, and in SAS agent none of them are very good supported, good enough, but this one is supported a little better than this one. So yeah, very bad experience with the seller, and bad experience with the seller as well. This seller was very good, but in the last two purchases just mess up everything and very bad. And this one never was good. So but this one was nice. I love that seller, but got crazy. I don't know why. I don't have many more to do. Just I could test maybe the receivers, but I will do another video. This is long enough. Well, I hope that this helped you. Next one I will test this one. It's my favorite. It's a all round. So yes, and I just upgraded it also with balloons. So I'm happy with it. I hope that this was help you. I won't recommend any seller because I had bad experience with both of them. Very bad with this one lately. Not much better with this one. Quite rude. Very rude. Bad both. And I don't have nothing against Chinese shops. No problem. I buy everything there. So, but the things are like they are. Just look for them yourself, or ask me and I sell you one. I have a app. I calibrate these ones, all of them. I calibrate the SDRs to work with Search Agent. I can do it via fee. I can sell them calibrated if you want. That's it. But I cannot tell you where I bought. Find yourself. Okay, cheers. Thank you.